I will introduce to you all because most of I think probably you don't know about the Stratus. What is Stratus? Yeah, I will give you some background of Stratus view. So Stratus, yeah, most likely people they don't know yet about Stratus because we usually uh, being used to other application or being used to other company as platform havability. So most likely people will don't know us because we are being used to other applications such as ACI payment and maybe Schneider or maybe Rockwell or maybe Yokogawa or even Honeywell. So they are used Stratus. So most likely people don't know Stratus yet. So I will introduce you all about Stratus. Okay. Firstly, Stratus is a U.S. company. Our HQ is Menard, Massachusetts, USA. What we do is to provide infrastructure availability as a market leader currently. So we've been established in 1980 and protecting since there until now, protecting by hardware and software. And we been installed more than 20,000 in worldwide. And most likely we've been used by financial sector, industrial automation, building and security systems, and energy sector, wastewater, and many things. So I will explain this later after this page. Okay. So we have more than 40 hardware and software availability patterns. Yeah, we do have a partner solution for development such as Intel, Microsoft, Red Hat, VMware. These are the top tiers of hardware and software in global. So we working along together with the top tier of hardware and software. We brought the product that we can say is the best of the best in the market to provide availability and as to provide the always on infrastructure in the market. Yeah, I can say something like this. Okay, and now our product also being used as our OEM partner such as Siemens, HPE, NEC, Advantech, and also these are the IT vendor ISP that I mentioned earlier. So all of these they are using Stratus to protect their system up and running 24/7, either in industrial automation such as power plant, water, wastewater, and power. And okay, so financial services as well. Then also for the BMS, building management system. So many more. Not only that, but also in security, CCTV camera, access control, everything like Milestone, Gallagher, and Bosch. They are mostly in the security system and access control. Okay, and these are the customers that we have in globally, like food and beverage for Coca-Cola, Ingram, DFA, Dairy Farmer of America, and also oil and gas. We do have here, and also the water, wastewater, electronic and security such as access control, camera and video analytics, retail. Also, we do have here, and transportation. So many more. And these are our partner ecosystem. same as before. So these are the ISP company. We call it ISP, stand for Independent Software Vendor. So they are using our platform to make it up and running 24 by 7. As this title of webinar, always on work. So meaning in these days, our world is running 24 by 7. Either in the retail or even in manufacturing, in the power plant utilities, water, wastewater, everything is running 24 by 7. So these things need to be connected and need to be running as a automation automatically. So we are here, Stratus, providing a platform to make your software running 24 by 7 without any disruption. So I will explain later after this what is our solution to to overcome this challenge on the 24 by 7 always on. Recently, last year, 2021, Stratus also has been recognized by Frost & Sullivan as Company of the Year for Edge Infrastructure Market. This is our vision and our mission. Our vision, creating edge solution to simplify and protect our digitally transforming world. So this is the keyword, simplify, meaning we make everything is simple. So the IT device and IT equipment, all these things nowadays become more and more expanding and more robust technology and more device to be deployed. Hence, we need something to make it this simpler. How the things make it easy and how to make it it's not easy just for easy to use, but also easy for manage, easy to maintain, and easy to deploy. Yeah, so we make it as a simplified, simple as we can. And of course, simplify will not have a value without protect and we have a protection without the protection itself. So not only simplify, the second key keyword is protected. Yeah, protect and of course digitally transforming world. So everything now is become digital. We make it simple and protected. That's our vision. And our mission, of course, to be a partner of choice to delivering zero-touch edge computing. Yeah. Okay. So where is the Stratus edge computing suitable? Stratus edge computing suitable almost every sector. In here, I will show you some of strongest our point in the globally, like oil and gas, utilities such as power plant, telco, water, wastewater. This is we use it every day as a for livings to service public and community for oil and gas, power plant, electricity, energy, and telco. These are the essential utilities that we are using every day. So it needs to be keep up and running, and Stratus is there, and Stratus also been protected all this equipment up and running 24 by 7. So usually all this equipment and utilities is outside, more likely is outside of the city. Their plan is maybe takes maybe 1 2 hours drive from the city because most likely they are in the remote area. So we are protected here, protect all the equipment here and make it running 24/7 without any disruption. That's Stratus strong. And the other one, of course, for the manufacturing, medicine, pharmacy, nowadays everything running 24/7. And nowadays everything make it as a autonomous and make it even um, simplify and of course cost efficient. So Stratus here to protect all these equipment up and running 24/7 without any disruption. And of course, not only food and beverage are the essential part of manufacturing, but also medical pharmacy industry. Like we have recently with the COVID situation, this pharmacy industry cannot be stopped. So these sector are essential. Okay, medicine is one of them. Uh, Stratus also exists on the healthcare industry, such as hospitality and hotel and hospital. So we are there as well to keep all these systems up and running. Okay, next, also we are protecting in the building. We call it BMS, Building Automation or BMS, Building Management System. We are there to protect as a access security, FCAC, comfort. Comfort meaning like chiller and also lift and also for the uh, security and utilities like a fire suppression for the utilities in the building. Most likely, we've been used by data center and also office building and malls. These three are essential for the heavy AC. Most likely for data center, they are very critical. So we are protecting the data center chiller system to keep all these computing up and running because as you know, all these data centers inside the inside of data centers, all this compute and cannot be um, cannot be down. Of course, this is critical. And the essential of data center is a cooling system because the cooling system of data center is very critical and it cannot be down within less than millisecond because when it's down, uh, the heat will goes up, temperature will goes up in millisecond because this is very critical and Stratus here to protect all the chiller system in a data center. And the other things, yeah, in the payment sector in capital market, Stratus is here to protect all transaction, payment, and also for the capital market like Indonesia Stock Exchange or India Stock Exchange. So we are there. We call this, it's not edge computing, but we call this as a traditional market. But we are here because Stratus in the beginning is used by banking, most likely in the banking area, because on those days in the 1980s, once Stratus established, banking is the most critical sector back there in the 1980s. So we are protecting until 1980 until now. We're protecting all the system up and running to give services to all the transaction, bank-to-bank transaction, and we are there until now. And of course, one of them is transportation, railway, airport, and seaport, and also toll road or highway. We are there. Okay. And next, according to Gartner, edge computing is a key customer success. Why? Because 75% of data will be created and processed outside of data center or cloud by 2025. So we know about the cloud computing, but cloud computing cannot working alone without edge computing. So cloud computing nowadays is rising up, and now it's become trendsetter. But cloud computing cannot be running independently. They need edge computing. These two need to be collaborate together. Edge computing cannot be running alone. They need cloud computing as well. So once the cloud computing is rising up and expanding, of course, edge computing will following the cloud computing as well. So 75% of data will be processed and created outside of data center, according to Gartner, by 2025. And according to IDC, 50% new IT infrastructure will be deployed at the edge by 2023, which means next year. And this year, currently, all the edge computing of new IT infrastructure ongoing and developing by 2023 will be 50% deployed. So if the edge computing is growing, and even we are talking now, the edge computing is being deployed until 2023. Application at the edge will increase by 800%. So application at the edge, it will be moreover and more important, and will be many more. Yeah, will be deployed many more. So hence they need the IT infrastructure to capture and to manage all these applications at the edge. Okay, edge computing by industry itself. So how big is edge computing in globally? By 2020, according to Grand Review Research, these are the top edge computing industry: energy utilities such as power plant, metal mining, and also for the oil and gas. These are the energy and utilities. And the second, industrial, and the third, transportation, logistics, and the fourth, smart cities, smart homes, smart building. Yeah. And I think in the Philippines also, they are doing now moreover smart city, smart home, smart building. Everything is become smart and autonomous. Of course, healthcare is more important. So all these industry are the top vertical by 2020. And I pick some of these on the Philippine market. For the Philippine markets, I pick 8 sectors will be growing: smart cities, energy utilities, including power plant, renewable energy, wastewater, oil and gas, and also for the metal mining. And transportation, this is also one of the critical in Philippines market. And BFSI, Bank Financial Services, I think you know all the demand of the digital digital payment now is growing, and this is one of the focus of Philippines government to make digital payment one of the focus industry for to make the digital payment for the Philippines market. And agriculture, logistics, data center, and industrial automation. These are the top 8 sectors for the Philippine markets for edge computing. Okay, and now Stratus solution. What we can do for Stratus? Stratus, yeah. Before we going to the Stratus product, these are the top 5 of edge computing according to CFA Media Technology. These are the top 5 of capability of edge computing. Self-monitoring, self-diagnosing, built-in pre-integrated security, availability for little to no unplanned downtime, easy installation, under 30 minutes with no IT resource required, support for safety controls. So these are the top 5 features for the edge computing. Okay, and before we go into Stratus product, these are the 3 keywords. I think I already mentioned 2 earlier in our vision. Simplify, simple, protected, and autonomous. So all these 3 keywords are into our products. Simple, protected, autonomous. Simple, easy to set up, easy to provision, manage, easy to maintain, easy to use, and protected, no unscheduled downtime, embedded cybersecurity, and the third, autonomous, failure prediction, easy to update, remote monitoring, auto restore. So all these 3 are the 3 capabilities on our solution in Stratus solution. So it's just easy to remember these 3 keywords. Yeah, this very straightforward. So anything you need for the Stratus solution, just remember these 3 keywords. Okay, now this is our product. We have hardware and software. For the hardware, we have FT server and ZTCH. For software, we have Everrun. So, yeah, it's very easy and very straightforward. Depends on your requirement. We can map it between your requirements. So it's very easy. Okay. I can say that we can start from the single node for the smallest. We can start for the smallest one. Use the single node of SFTCH, meaning if single node is no redundant at all. So if you need redundancy, just easily to add on another node will be automatically synchronized, automatically make it redundant. So that's very easy. That's the first keyword we have, simple. So let's say in the first node you deploy your system. You have application, you have operating system, you have the database, you have all these application installed in the single node. Once you need additional, or maybe you need availability, you just add on the additional node, and within less than 10 minutes will be synchronized, will be replicate each other, and you don't need additional license, you don't need additional application, you don't need additional man to work and install everything from scratch. everything will be done by automatically, autonomous, as our three keywords, autonomous. So it will be very easy, very straightforward, because we have this technology to make your easier and simple as our vision. So in redundancy, Stratus have two kinds of redundancy. The first one is hyperability, and the second one is fault tolerance. What is the difference? Hyperability meaning if something happens, the node fails, will be fail over to the standby node. It will take less than 5 minutes uptime level. So it will cater about 4 nines. But for fault tolerant, we call it FT. Fault tolerant we stand for FT. So like this FT server is stand for the fault tolerant. We call it fault tolerant. So with fault tolerant, you don't have any downtime at all. So seamless. If something happens, if the node fails, it will be moved over or fail over without any disruption on your system. So this is the differences between hyperability and fault tolerance. And for Stratus ZTC8, we do have two models. The standard model is 200i, this model, and the advanced model is 250i. So this is depends on your requirement, because some of customer they may can tolerate 5 minutes sometimes. Let's say in a building. So if something happen in a building for the chiller system, the air conditioning system, if something happen, the system down, maybe 5 minutes they can still tolerate, because somehow the building still the temperature in the building still keep cooling under 5 minutes. But in a data center, you cannot do like this, because inside of data center, all these compute and server generating heat. And even within milliseconds, this temperature will goes up immediately. So depends on your requirement. Some of customer may can tolerate with 5 minutes downtime, but some customer they cannot tolerate any downtime, even in milliseconds. Okay, for the higher specification, we do have FT server. Yeah, FT server stands for fault tolerant, meaning it just only support fault tolerant protection only. So for the FT server itself, we have three models: entry, middle, and high end. Okay, firstly, for the FT server, it's very, you can see here, the nodes inside the FT server itself, they have one enclosure and two nodes, upper and down, bottom, upper and bottom. These are the, we call it node 0 and node 1. Upper is node 0 and bottom is node 1. As you can see here, the hardware is 2, but for Stratus, we don't need 2 licenses. We don't need 2 OS and 2 applications. So we just use single license OS and application, and very easy. We just install one time, everything will be synchronized. And fast deployment, there's scripting required, because out of the box, this FT server ready for redundancy. And zero failover time, zero data loss. One is a failure, we just simply take off the module and we will replace entirely with a new module. Just plug and play like a Lego. It's very easy, straightforward. And of course, we support longevity, comprehensive support option. we do have support more than 10 years. So most likely in the hardware business, every 5 years there will be end of support. But in Stratus, we can support more than 10 years. So in Stratus, I can say we don't have a end of support uh, terms. I can say that because we don't have end of support terms. We can support as long as your support is valid. We will able to guarantee to provide you the spare part. So that's the differences, the Stratus and other brands. Of course, we can connect if we allow you to connect to the management board. We can monitoring 24/7 by our service infrastructure as proactively, and we supporting all the industry standard multiple OS option like Windows Server 2020 to 2019, Red Hat, VMware, all these equipment are supported. So there's no changes in your application, in your uh, OS. So everything you done, everything you have now, it's just simply to migrate to our FT server will be running smoothly without any configuration or adjustment. That's the easiest of our product. Of course, for the FT server, as a maintain, we keep as a simple as our first keyword, simple. We just know 3 SKU for the spare part: hard disk, power supply, and CRU. CRU stand for customer replaceable unit. So anything happen for the hard disk, we just simply replace you with a new hard disk. Just plug and play, everything will be synchronized. What happened with the power supply? If something happened with power supply, we give you power supply, just plug and play, the power supply will be automatically running. But what happened other than these things, these two things? Let's say like maybe the fans, maybe the NIC card, maybe even the processor or maybe the motherboard. We will simply send you the new CRU, the customer replaceable unit. CRU meaning this is one node. We will send you the one node, whole node, the CRU. Just plug and play the CRU. Will automatically synchronize without any system down or maybe affecting your application running. So this is the beauty of FT server, and this is the technology of Stratus. We make it as simple as we can. Just plug and play with 3 SKU of spare parts. That's very easy. No need IT expertise to do this, and this is a very suitable for the remote area and where there's no IT support there. It's very easy. Just send it over the hardware, and we will guide you through the video call, whether it is from WhatsApp call or Zoom or Teams, whatever. We can guide you through the video call. Just TCS 123 will be everything will be back to restore. So this is the beauty of the FT server. Next, yeah, FT server have 3 models: entry, middle, and high end. I will not talk this more deeper, so I just want to know the 3 model of FT server: entry, middle, and high end. FT server ideal to modernizing edge infrastructure. Okay, as we know, usually one server is only one OS, one license, and if you need redundancy, you need additional license, additional hardware, and this is make it everything complex, and this is make everything become messy and more device to maintain. Yeah, so In here, FT server make it everything more modernizing. We can merge all these physical server into one FT server. As a hardware, they will protect it with a redundancy from the FT server itself. Okay, this some case study. Yeah, we have 9 servers here. We just simply to replace all these FT server, I mean the 9 server into one FT server and 3 operator workstation. We just simply replace it with a 10 client. So it's very easy and make it simple and easy to maintain as well. Okay. And according to the TSIA benchmark survey, Stratus can achieve 97 of customer satisfaction, comparing industry average 66 to 72%. So our problem recurrence is only 1% comparing to others because every server they have these 5 categories: vendor collaboration, root cause analysis, global 24 by 7 support, parts replacement, and tool processes. So yeah, we can say we will provide you worry-free continuous availability. Okay, as a standard FT server, we call it extended platform support. Extended platform support with 24 by 7 proactive support, and we can communicate through web, email, and phone. And the spare part will be delivered by next Wednesday. Maximum SLA response is 2 hours. And of course, you can manage and you can monitor all activities through our secure service portal. You can check your update and progress for the ticket issuing through our service portal. Yeah, slightly better, we call it system assurance, higher response times, maximum 1 hour with hardware root cause analysis. And the highest is total assurance with 30 minutes critical response times with additional software root cause analysis, vendor collaboration, and uptime guarantee. Okay, next, this is our hardware product is to ZTC8. We call it ZTC8, stand for Zero Touch Computing. Why Zero Touch Computing? Because everything in ZTC8 is embedded, pre-installed, and everything is built in. So you just simply plug and play, and everything will turn on, and you just install your VMs, your application database, ready to use less than 3 minutes. 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes. And ZTC8 is rugged. Of course, we can support more than 10 years of product life cycle, same as a previous product, the FT server. In ZTC8, it's built-in virtualization. You don't need buy any virtualization software. Automatically protects application data, easy to secure, highly inoperable, can be managed by IT or OT, can be per unit now or later. So inside of ZTC8 has built-in Stratus redundant Linux virtualization. So in here, at the ZTC8, you just simply restore your VMware image because we also support the OVF. We simply restore the VMware image, either it's on Windows or Linux, whatever you have, your application. We don't need to change it. It's very easy, straightforward. Just restore it. If you want to deploy from scratch, also it can. you can deploy from scratch, create the VM, and select the ISO file of the OS and install in everything inside this ZTCH. Very easy. You just only install once, everything will be replicate each other. And this system also can be updated without change for the ZTC. We have two models, 200i and 250i. Yeah, so the differences, the 200i only support high availability, redundancy. For 250i, we support high availability and fault tolerant protection. That's all. That's all the differences. So we support high extreme condition and environment from -20 to 60 degrees Celsius, because in ZTCH there's no moving part, there's no hard disk. We use SSD and NVMe, so it's also withstand with the shockproof as well. So 20G and 10G for the 250i. So in here, the ZTCH is fanless. You can put anywhere, any place that without air conditioning. So it's very easy. So yeah, and ruggedized as well. Inside the ZTCH, we do have the dashboard include along with this hardware. So this dashboard is pre-embedded, so you can deploy your VM, you can manage your server from here, and you can set your protection inside the ZTCH. We have a firewall. You can manage your connection, your incoming port, your outgoing port. You can manage it through this dashboard. And of course, you can back up through this dashboard as well. And our ZTCH can connect directly to the Azure, and we are certified with Azure IoT and certified with AWS Green Gas as well. So it does support direct connection to the cloud. And ZTCH is very easy and very, as our three keywords, simple, protected, autonomous. So very easy to use, very easy to deploy, very easy to maintain. And something happened, we will send you the new nodes. Let's say in here on the left, node 0 is down, and all the application, all the server moving to the node 1 on the right. The node 0 just take out the hardware, send to us to WSI. We will send you the new unit of ZTCH. Just plug and play everything. The yellow and blue cable and the network cable and power cable. That's all. You just plug in all these cable and power cable. Everything will be synchronized. Everything will be restored automatically, as our keywords, autonomous, will be synchronized automatically without any configuration, without any IT knowledge. So as the product name itself, zero touch computing, meaning zero touch computing, yes. We don't need to do anything. Everything will be automatically synchronized. And ZTCH can be start from single node, and you can add the nodes in the next project, or maybe in the next year. You can just add in the nodes. So very easy. But we have to select which model do you want to use, either 200i or 250i. Depends on your needs. So let's say your needs in the future, you need the system, they cannot be interruptible without any less than 5 minutes, then you need to select 250i. But if you still think 5 minutes still can be tolerable, then you can select 200i. Depends on your requirement. Okay, how we comparison with other solutions. Let's say, as I mentioned earlier, ZTCH is built-in, pre-install everything from factory, and we just need for the first installation, we just need to set up the IP, and this is based on Wizard. So with no IT people, less than 30 minutes, the ZTCH will be ready to use. So very straightforward, very easy. But how about the normal server? Normal server, you need IT people, you need install everything twice, you need configure each server, let's say server A, server B, you need configure this server connected and synchronize all the data, and will require more than, I think, can be more or less 4 hours to take this ready to use. But of course, on the right side, 2 server, 1 storage with VMware will take more than 4 hours, definitely. So if something happens, ZTC, it's very easy. Just plug and play like Lego. Under 5 minutes, everything will be synchronized automatically. So you don't need to do anything. The system will be autonomous synchronized. So very easy. Under 5 minutes will be back to normal. Back to system will be restored. Everything back to normal. How about this on the middle? If something happens, you need to restore the system. You need to configuration. You need to configure all these server together, synchronize all the data, and will take another 4 hours. And on the right, since this is already virtualized, you just restore the VM. It may take about 30 minutes, but of course, the right side is a higher price comparing with FTTH. And for the maintenance, Stratus will take care of it. What it means, the availability redundancy will take care by Stratus. You don't need to maintain the redundancy. And the middle, this is the redundancy you need to take care. I mean, somebody needs to maintain this system, whether the availability running or not needs to be performed. Maybe maintain. I mean, maybe around 3 months or 6 months to be maintained the redundancy, whether it's working or not. So it requires regular backup and updates. It's very troublesome, I can say. And this is moderate to high, require specialized IT resources. Okay, and this is high reliable. And of course, in terms of TCO, we are moderate comparing to other solutions. And ZTCH, including here, all this default support by 5 web-based support, root cause problem determination, software updates and upgrades, secure access to service portal, everything is including in our support of ZTCH. Okay, last but not least, we have software as well, Everrun. Everrun is our software, which is, since this is a software, it can be running on top of any kind of hardware. or any kind of x86 server of hardware, either it's a HP, Dell, Lenovo, whatever you have for the industry standard hardware, it can be running on top of any kind of hardware. So what it does, the Teveran provides virtualization and make it your hardware and software redundancy, same as our feature in the ZTC. You can select between these two, which VM use the high availability protection, which VM can use fault tolerant protection. So you can select between these VM. Hello, sorry. Oh, okay, so everyone is here to provide virtualization. To provide virtualization, meaning you can run uh, sorry. I just recover from COVID, so pardon because my a bit caffeine. Okay, so these two servers you can use any kind of x86 server, any kind of it. You can simply just install the Everrun software and provide you virtualization platform. So on this virtualization platform, you can deploy any VMs, any kind of server, Windows, Linux, maybe your application, any kind of application on database. You can deploy everything. Same with the ZTCH, but the differences here, the server, you can use your own server, or maybe you have already bought a new server. You can utilize the new server with our Everrun software. So it's very, I can say, flexible. You can choose use our hardware, or maybe you can provide your own hardware yourself. But the protection level is the same. So I can say similar protection, high availability protection, redundancy, and fault tolerant protection for the redundancy. And of course, our Everrun and ZTC, we can do a split site or different site for we call it a split site metro area. So let's say one node in the building A, one node in the building B, and it does support redundancy as well with a different site. For the latency requirement for high availability is 10 milliseconds, for fault tolerant 2 milliseconds. And quorum services are recommended for or not separate more than 10 meters or 30 feet. So we need the quorum services or quorum server. It can be deployed by VM or can be used the administrator PC. It can be used any kind of platform.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep, clear.
Okay. I will continue. So Stratus has a competitive solution and comparison. Okay. Uh, yeah. This is our comparison between the IT solution we have in the market. So of course, as we know, standard server is a single point of failure. They uh, don't design as a redundancy. So they once the server failure, everything will be break down and your application system will down and make your data loss and cost of the downtime. It will take 1 to 4 hours services respond to fix, maybe even more, maybe days or 2 days to fix the standard server. Usually in IT solution, we use this kind of clustering and virtualization as a HA. This the common virtualization and sorry, the common redundancy solution in the IT solution. For clustering, we use two server. Everything will be uh, required two OS, two application. We need clustering software as well, and to create uh, synchronization between these two server. Uh, we need to uh, to configure each server, and this is our I can say complex and script must be executed. Some of clustering need script to be executed like Windows clustering. So these are complex and takes time and a lot of effort to do. So, and of course, some of a customer maybe use virtualization as a so for virtualization as a you need two licenses as well for the let's say like Windows Server for Hyper-V, you need two licenses every server, and VMware, you need two licenses every server as well, and you need expertise to do clustering as well, like Windows clustering or maybe VMware vMotion. You need VMware expertise to do this to perform the virtualization as a. And of course, these are hardware, most likely a 5 year refresh cycle. Every 5 year will be will be end of life, end of support, and and they need to refresh all the hardware. And our hardware in Stratus, there's no single point of failure because out of the box we are ready to redundant, and we are everything built in our product, and of course is very easy, very straightforward to use, and everything happen. We just simply plug and play all the hardware, and of course we support longevity support, which is we can support more than 5 years, sorry, 10 years and more. So these are the differences status among the others IT solution for redundancy. Okay, how about the AGI with the Stratus FT server? So I think you all guys knows about AGI or hyper converged infrastructure. For the hyper converged infrastructure as well, you need minimum three nodes, nodes with two switches of 10 GB switch, and these things you need to buy everything. In triple, like let's say HEI license unit, three license, and also VMware license unit, three license, everything based on the processor license. And the pricing, I can say, is very expensive, and also it's complex. You can see here, need someone
with the IT expertise and certified for AGI platform. Let's say like Nutanix, SimpliVity, VxRail. You need someone to have a competency on this AGI, and of course, VMware competency to deploy all this IT equipment. And this one is very complex. Comparing with our FT server, very straightforward. You just install the VMware and install the application. It will be automatically synchronized and make it redundancy. And we don't need 10 GB switch. Yeah, as you know, 10 GB switch is very high and expensive. Okay, Stratus for IT and OT convergence. Yeah, Stratus, yeah, we can deploy something like this for the IT and OT convergence. For IT, we can use the enterprise area. We can use the FT server connected to the NetApp storage and connected to the backup system. For the backup, you can use anything. I think Vim, also one of WSI product, is capable to do this. We usually use Vim as a backup system. And for the OT area, we can use the Stratus ZTC Edge to connect all the sensor, all the data generation, generate data on the endpoint system. We will connect it to the ZTC Edge as the OT layer. So this kind of topology we can say for active passive technology. But of course, we can do active topology as well. Depends on your requirement. So we have program with Schneider Electric. Schneider Electric. So we call it micro data center edge solution. So we combine our FT server with technology of Schneider. Something like this. We have few options from the smallest 6U, 12U, 24U, and 43U. Depends on your requirement. So in here, you can deploy anywhere. It can withstand with the extreme condition as well, because the enclosure from Schneider include chiller system as well. These are the successful case study we have. We deploy the ZTC Edge on oil and gas in Indonesia for the terminal automation oil and gas. And this is also in the oil and gas area. All the data taken by the SCADA system ignition and send it to the Python. And from the Stratus ZTC Edge, this is Stratus ZTC Edge. We connect directly to Azure. And from Azure, they generate through the BI and send it to the mobile phone and the control room. These are for the train station, for the subway. Stratus FT server here to create the signal for train system and communication system for the train. This is Melbourne City train also. This with Siemens, they use active standby FT server for signaling and authenticate train system for maintenance for the train system. And this is for the MRT. And in Singapore, we use as a CCTV system, 32 station to provide seamless management digital video audio security data. And this is on Thompson East coastline in Singapore. Yeah, we use Everrun software with BVMS. BVMS stand for Boss Video Management System. And this is for PSA Singapore. PSA Singapore for fully autonomous port operation. So usually in the port automation, the crane itself, there's an operator manually to take the container. But in Singapore, everything is being fully automated. The control center, only one person, they are controlling all this crane to the command center. And the crane itself will be automatically take the container with unmanned vehicle. So there's no operator in the crane at all. So will be automatically controlling through the control system. They use 2FT server for the DC and DR. This is in Singapore as well. Singapore Airport Terminal Services, such cargo control and monitoring. So for the food services, catering in the Singapore Airport services. Yeah. Cargo inventory sorting, control and monitoring, laundry and industrial catering for the airport. And this is in China for the toll road highway, for the electronic toll collection. They deploy more than 2,000 FT server. This is for the Hongqiao International Airport, air traffic monitoring control, ATS. And this is a dairy milk manufacturing automation from Indonesia. They use FT server for automation system. As you know, milk is a sensitive product. They cannot exposed by bacteria or virus. So everything need to be manufactured automatically from the beginning until the finished product. So everything made by machine without human interaction. So in here, they can keep the hygiene of the milk product. Everything as automation. Of course, payment switching is here. Stratus still providing the payment of system. As you know, all these terminals like ATM and POS, even online banking terminal and mobile digital payment, everything will be connected to the bank and to the switching company, not directly to the bank, sorry, to the switching company. In Philippines, maybe you know BankNet. BankNet is a switching company to provide bank-to-bank transaction. So BankNet will be as a switching company, and this switching company is, I can say, is very critical because everything they will do 24/7 transaction. One of our customer in Philippines is Bank of Commerce, San Miguel Group, subsidiary of San Miguel Group. The bank has 140 branches and 270 ATM nationwide. So this is one of our customer. not only Bank of Commerce, but also Trust Bank and other banks. Also, one of our customer, Stratus customer in Philippines. Okay, some of our FT server customer in global in US, UK, Australia, and this is a TCH customer as well in the US, UK, Australia, and Japan, also in EMEA. And these are the uh, awards that we won recently. Yeah, we just have Stratus Technology as a DX Solution Excellence Award for the pharmaceutical and healthcare. And also we achieved IoT Evolution for the Product of the Year in 2022. Yeah, we have a lot of awards every year. So don't hesitate to use a Stratus, because Stratus have proven in globally. So yeah, we will provide you more reliable in every sectors of yours. Yeah, we can say Stratus will be fit in mostly in your sectors. Okay, that's all from me.